Hey everyone, my name is Gothix, and today I'll be reacting to a trailer called Everything's Gonna Be All White, which apparently is a documentary series being released on Showtime. So many of you guys tagged me in this and sent this to me this past weekend, and usually when this happens, I'm assuming I'm gonna be watching something that is going to infuriate me. So we're gonna see if we can get through this little trailer here. Who knows? Maybe we're judging a book by its cover with a title like that. Who knows? It's probably fine. It's probably a nice, wholesome show about equality. Let's check this out. Let's hit play here.
I think what annoys me.
Whoa. Hold on. Already, I gotta talk about this. Warning, this trailer may trigger white people. This is what annoys me. Whenever there is criticism on topics that relate to race or racism, people like this put up this shield and say, okay, only white people are gonna have a problem with this. Only white people are gonna have an issue with Black Lives Matter. Only white people are gonna have an issue with critical race theory being implemented in schools. This rhetoric is a shield for bad behavior. This implies that all Black people are gonna be on board with whatever the hell is in this trailer, or any of the other things social justice related, BLM. That is nonsense, and this has to stop. All right, let's continue.
I think what annoys me most about white people is when they pretend like they're the victim.
Ma'am? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh man, why'd you guys tag me in this? Okay, let's Okay, so before, what you just saw right here was the Barbecue Becky incident. So in these situations, the Barbecue Becky, the white people that pick up the phone and they call the police on Black people, what is happening is that the media picks up these stories, right? They'll see this trending, they'll see a video of Barbecue Becky trending, and they'll paint this as something that occurred because of racism. The reason that Barbecue Becky called the police on those Black people was because they were Black. If you actually pay attention to a lot of these Karen videos that get uploaded online, you'll notice a consistent pattern where the person uploading the video of the white Karen, it is assumed that the Karen is acting out because they're racist, or they're calling the police specifically because the other person is Black. But if you actually, and I've watched the entire Barbecue Becky situation, I've watched the entire thing, I've listened to the post interviews of this individual, and if you actually listen to the reasons that they call the police officers, 9 times out of 10, it's because of something not related to race. It's because she saw a group of people grilling on a charcoal grill in a park that apparently says that you're not allowed to use charcoal to grill your food. That was the whole premise of why she called the police officers. But the media and these race baiters will latch onto this shit and try to convince everyone, look at how racist everyone's being. Racism is alive and well. Look at it. No, you guys know what you're doing. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Seriously, Showtime, this is disgusting. Okay, let's keep going because we're not even a few seconds in and I'm already irritated.
What's also annoying is when they kill us.
Oh my God. Ma'am, first of all, when they kill us, you, woman in the pink shirt, you are alive and well, so no one has killed you. That's called paranoia. Additionally, who is us? Are you an individual, or are you pledging allegiance to a specific group because you guys share the same skin color? Who are you really afraid of? Are you afraid of the Barbecue Beckys? Are you afraid of the white people? Or are you afraid of the people that look just like you when you walk into the hood? We don't want to talk about that, right? That's white supremacist talking points, right? No, people that take positions like this and paint this false idea that white people are just out to kill all the black people, you are disconnected from reality. You are not being honest, because let's be real. If we really wanted to make an impact, people would be marching in the streets to end gang violence. It is too damn early for me to be this irritated. Let's continue.
What is fragile about whiteness when everything has been constructed around it?
Every part of who I am has been distorted or criminalized.
It's really just a bunch of white lies.
We're storming the Capitol! You're not...
Let me... Lord, give me patience. Let me just give... Okay, hold on.
Patriots, you're ridiculous.
Wait. What'd she say?
Patriots.
Wait.
Lies.
We're storming the Capitol!
You're not patriots, you're ridiculous.
Oh, okay, so Capital 6. Here is the fun thing that a lot of people aren't ready to accept about the narrative of a Trump supporter or the narrative of a patriot. And it is that you guys who watch the media, you guys who listen to the celebrities, you guys who are scrolling the timeline to find your news, you are so unbelievably misinformed. Because the media, they're trying to paint the picture that a Trump supporter or a Republican or anyone that had any opposition to Biden getting into office was white. And that is unbelievably dishonest. When I voted for Trump this past election, I had to swallow a lot of pride because that was the second time that I voted. The first time I voted was because I voted for Obama because I wanted to help get the first black president in office. But if you had asked me about his policies, I have no idea. No clue. So I had to swallow a lot of pride because I had some severe Trump derangement syndrome. And I talk about this a lot on this channel, where I turned on one of my best friends because she had voted for Trump, and in my head, I constructed this false narrative that my friend was a racist and she was helping elect someone that was going to take away the rights of black people. It was so warped. And I always say this on this channel because I know that there are a lot of people that are transitioning out of that mindset. If you are entrenched in this idea that Trump supporters or Republicans are only white people, or if there are black people that supported him or supported that party, they are sellouts or they're coons or they're Uncle Toms. If you're someone that is entrenched in that mindset, I promise you, and I say this with love, you will eventually snap out of it. And it is going to be a rude awakening. One of the ways I was able to get out of this mindset was to listen to the other side. And instead of being entrenched in the left-leaning political echo chamber, I decided to go beyond that and say, okay, I'm going to watch videos of Trump rallies, not the ones that the left-leaning media will go and they'll publish because they're very particular about how they frame their coverage. But I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to go on conservative Twitter. I'm going to go on Republican Twitter. I'm going to go on libertarian Twitter. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to go beyond my echo chamber. And during the peaceful protests, the BLM protests of 2020, during that, I was appalled. I was appalled at what I found. Sorry. Ooh. I'll never forget, I saw this video of this black woman, and she was holding her daughter's hand, and she was at a MAGA rally. She was supporting Trump, and these BLM protesters were getting up in her face and screaming and terrorizing her kid. At a different Trump rally, I saw this video of Asian and Latino supporters of Trump. And once again, you had BLM shouting at them, you're trying to be white, you're trying to appease the white people. We are literally living in a dystopia. We've gone back in time to adopting the belief that anyone who is not white couldn't possibly be a Republican or vote for Trump or be a libertarian or have political leanings that are not on the left. Do you know what that sounds like? You're black and you're not allowed to come into this restaurant, or you're black and you can't sit at the front of the bus. It's this belief that you're black and you need to vote for Democrats. You need to do as you're told. That is what this rhetoric is creating. I am praying that people that are pushing this rhetoric wake up from this, because they're causing more division that people before us worked so hard to stop. Sorry for having that moment. I just had to get that off my chest, because I often think about how volatile and nasty I was to people that voted for Trump or were Republican. And now that I'm outside of that environment, I can see how unbelievably wrong it is. It is so wrong. And I see the damage that it causes. So yeah, let's keep it going here.
We're storming the Capitol! You're not patriots. You're ridiculous.
One of the definitions of American whiteness is ignorance.
White people, we are not your problem. You are.
Should white people today feel any responsibility for slavery?
Hell yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I don't know how many times I need to say this, but black people have also owned slaves. This isn't something that's exclusive to white people. So should black people also feel responsible for slavery? They should. By this man's logic, they absolutely should. By the way, I'm not being serious. I'm simply using his flawed logic against himself. But let's actually take it a step further. Why should any group of people be held responsible for what select individuals did? Were there not white people who marched alongside MLK during the civil rights movement? Were there not white people who wanted to abolish slavery? You guys are killing me with this trailer. I have a headache watching this. Let's continue.
Hell yeah.
White Jesus or black Jesus?
Jesus was not white.
Think of geography. Ain't no way Jesus walked around with blonde hair and blue eyes.
White culture fears the end of the world. For us as Native people.
Okay, let me go back. I had to process that for a second. They're talking about white and black Jesus. I've said on this channel before, I recently became a follower of Christ. Before that, I was agnostic pretty much my entire life. Actually, in high school, I was Wiccan. So here's my analysis of this. If I consider a lot of the predominantly black churches, not all of them, but many of them, will have sermons that are surrounding the topic of whiteness and white supremacy and racial injustice. If racial justice is the focus of your faith, then in my opinion, you're a false prophet and you shouldn't be preaching. Love your neighbor. Don't conform to the patterns of this world. Guys, I haven't been reading the Bible very long, and even I know these things. So these people, they're focusing on identity politics, which if you focus on identity politics, it's going to eventually get you focused on things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of it. Because I don't believe, for example, Jesus wanted you to support Black Lives Matter, but you will see in a lot of churches, they had Black Lives Matter prayers and things that are rooted in culture, things of the earth rather than whatever is being preached in the gospel. Oh my goodness. Oh man, let me just tell you, the political awakening, that was a trip. That was a trip. But the spiritual awakening, going down the rabbit hole and seeing how a lot of churches are being subverted with social justice propaganda to corrode the church from the inside out, that is... okay, let me keep going here. Let me keep going. I'm gonna pray for these people.
Ain't no way Jesus walked around with blonde hair and blue eyes.
White culture fears the end of the world. For us as Native people, the end of the world already happened like multiple times.
Symbols and monuments, these are mementos of racism. Bring that statue down.
First of all, the Confederate flag is flown by a lot of black people. And so to say that it is something rooted in whiteness, you are, first of all, ignoring the entire section of black folks that will also fly that flag. So this is showing that level of ignorance where people are looking at everything through the lens of racism. Okay. Now, the second thing is when you get into the habit of saying, we got to get rid of this statue, we got to get rid of this monument, we got to get rid of this flag, we got to get rid of these traditions, we got to get rid of this. What you're doing is that you're erasing history. And that should concern you. That is just like a book burning. So what I'm watching right now in this video, this is communist propaganda. This entire trailer is communist propaganda. If I wanted to take over another country, how I would do it was I would corrode it from the inside, and I would get its citizens to turn on their own country, to start hating their country. Listen to how they talk. The purpose of this series is to divide America. You cannot look at me with a straight face and say, oh yeah, this is going to unite us. Oh, totally. No, it's not. It is going to divide America. It's going to exacerbate racial tensions. It's going to cause more people to adopt these beliefs that everything is whiteness and systemic racism and white supremacy. Earlier in this trailer, you even heard them criticizing the phrase patriotism, and how that is now a bad thing. Think about that for a second. Being a patriot means something very specific, and they've turned it into this sort of, this is something relating to white supremacy. This is whiteness. No. What they're doing is they're trying to get people to hate America. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there are a lot of people around the world who want what America has. There are a lot of foreign enemies who want what America has, and we're just giving it to them on a silver platter. If you cause a society to hate everything about the place that they live, the free place that they live, it's going to be easier to take over that country. All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
Statue that. Put up a TCBY yogurt or something everybody can get behind.
The truth has to be told about history.
From the POC point of view, the person of color point of view, how come I wasn't invited to be in this series? How come a Candace Owens wasn't invited to be in this series? How come an Eric July wasn't invited to be in this series? How come a Bryson Gray wasn't invited to be in this series? How come, I can keep going, how come a Larry Elder wasn't invited to be in this series? If you were to survey every single black person in this trailer, what do you think their political leaning would be? This is propaganda. This is identity politics at its core. They don't care about educating people on the history of Black Americans. They don't care about amplifying Black voices. They do not care. They care about pushing a specific political narrative using Black talking heads that are on the left to push that narrative. That's all it is, guys. Okay, let's keep it going.
We have to make sure that these stories are told from our perspective.
There's always hope. You know what I'm saying? We don't give up.
It's about obliterating systemic and institutionalized racism.
This is a wild place, y'all. It's a wild place. It's a wild place. This is a wild place.
Wow, you annoy the shit out of me. I apologize. Okay. Oh, you.
Harriet and Frederick be up there just like, what is they gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be looking down at you like, what is wrong with you? We worked so hard for this shit. Is that it? Good. Oh, man. Okay. You cannot complain about racism being alive and well when an entire series showing black people being overtly racist is in production. You cannot have an honest conversation about getting rid of racism when you follow rhetoric, for example, that black people can't be racist. This is the result of that. This is what that rhetoric creates. It provides a shield for bad behavior. You can't look at me with the straight face and say that this series is gonna bring people together. It's gonna unite people. No, this is divisive. It is creating more racial tension out of thin air because we're focusing on this whiteness and whiteness and whiteness. Simply look at the behavior of these individuals. If we were to flip the roles and white people were saying that about black people, would it be an issue all of a sudden? Be an abolitionist. Don't be someone that wants to be racist towards others just because for the sake of getting back at them or for the sake of teaching them a lesson or educating people. Racism is racism is racism. Honestly, what does a series like this serve? What does it do other than create tension? Oh, to educate, to bring awareness? Well, guess what? We're aware to how psychotic this sounds. We're aware to what this is resulting, what is manifesting in society because of shit like this. So I'm failing to see what the benefit of this is. And these celebrities, they should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. With as much money and notoriety that you have, you're really going to stand up there and blame all the white people, but you're not going to consider what your own community, since people in this trailer love to speak as a collective, you're not going to consider what your own people are doing to each other. Like, let's be real for a second. Are you more nervous about walking into suburbia and possibly having a white person give you a look or say something? Are you nervous about that? Or are you more nervous about walking into the hood and getting mugged or getting shot or getting stabbed? If we're going to have an honest conversation here, which is more nerve-wracking to you? And this is the problem with a lot of these celebrities that sit in their ivory tower and they look down and they say, you know what? It's the whiteness problem. It's a whiteness problem. These people, in my opinion, are suffering from some sort of guilt. They've made it, right? They've defied all the odds, all of the institutional racism. They've defied all of it. They were able to overcome. So now they're trying to overcompensate by preaching this rhetoric to the rest of the population, making this rhetoric law. You are being divisive, and I am saying this out of love. Shut your damn mouth. Showtime, you seriously need to reconsider this, whatever this is. And who knows, maybe Showtime was paid so much to greenlight this idea, but mark my words, this is going to cause more division. And actually, perfect example. I have the extension on my browser that shows me the like to dislike ratio, because that had nothing to do with protecting content creators from getting hate rated and getting downliked just because of a little bit of cancel culture. No. The reason that they took out the like to dislike ratio is so they can subvert media with their propaganda, and they could hide the dissonance. They could hide the people that are opposing this nonsense. Let's actually take a look at what the general consensus thinks of this video. Let's see. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Look at how many down votes and how little up votes. Now, we could say, okay, maybe this is just a result of upsetting a lot of white people. Well, guess what, boo-boo? It's not just white people. Want to keep my grift going? Of course you do. I'm a grifter. Consider supporting my work on Locals. For just $5 a month, you'll get early release access to all my videos, invites to community events like game nights, and more intimate views on me and my life. So if you want to join a community of other intellectual badasses while supporting my work, visit gothix.locals.com to sign up. And if you need a wardrobe that's as problematic as your opinions, don't forget to check out my partnership with No System by visiting nosysnose.com/Gothix.